And good evening, everybody. Welcome to the Roundtable, coming to you live from the WWDBTV studios in the heart of Las Vegas, Nevada. I'm Aaron Phillips. I'm the ringleader, the master of these animals sitting next to me.
Yes,
but they are the nicest animals in the world. Sitting to my right, the best wide receiver and kick returner, the guy who can run faster than the Flash. If I were to put them against each other, he is Rick Upchurch. Mr. Rick, how are you?
Hey, what's up? I'm doing wonderful, man. Every day is a blessed day. Always good to see you guys, man. I can't wait for these days to come around, Thursdays at 4 o'clock, so that we can get busy, man.
Doesn't it seem like they come quicker every week?
They do. They do. They need us.
Right. Yeah, that's right. And to his right, the man who thinks he skins mules every day for a living, the man simply known as G-Man, George Miklos. George, how are you, buddy?
Donkey Shane, thank you so much. Thank you so much, everyone. Glad to be back for another episode of The Roundtable.
There you go.
With Rick and Aaron.
Excellent. Well, we got a lot to do today, and I know our producer, John, is scurrying back there because we do have our guest who we're trying to complete the link in, Billy Ball, co-owner of Planet Harvest Health. So he's working on that. But at the same token, this past Monday, we had the opportunity to honor and celebrate a man that, quite frankly, was taken too short in our lifetime because of all the great work that he was doing. There are some people out there who just don't want peace and everybody to get along. And that is the great Martin Luther King Jr., celebrated his day this past Monday, right?
Yes, he did.
Wow, Monday. Jeez. This past Monday seemed like a year ago. But anyway,
3 days.
And honored with parades all across the country, here in Vegas, of course. The news reports, you see all of his great speech, I have a dream. But it's more than that. And I know, Rick, there's some things you want to lead our conversation with. We have some pictures and stuff that we could share. So
Sure.
Why don't you take it away? Let's start chatting about the importance of MLK.
Boy, let me tell you, I am honored to have the opportunity to go to the first march on Washington to get his birthday a national holiday. And I remember the National Football League was looking for a speaker to go out and talk to these folks. I think it was something like 75,000 people that were there for that march. And so I accepted and went and I represented the National Football League. I was the keynote speaker. And, I did my research on the Reverend Dr. Martin Luther King. My grandmother and my grandfather really talked to me about who he was, what he stood for, and that whole deal. And I had the opportunity to spend quality time with his family. Martin Luther King III, Coretta Scott King, Bernice King. I had a chance to spend that quality time with them and all of those dignitaries, Jesse Jackson.
I was just going to say, John is flashing the pictures up there.
Yeah,
there's the
Jesse
Reverend right there.
There's Jesse right there.
With the ski cap.
With the ski cap on it. And, yeah, absolutely.
The fashionable ski cap with the ball on
and
top.
then Marty the III.
Okay.
Once again, he was young then.
There he is.
That's Marty the III right there. Wow. We spent all day
What year
talking.
was this again?
That was 1980.
Oh, wow.
Yeah, 1980, and it was cold. It was snowing. It was cold. But let me tell you something. Once all the folks got there, it heated up everything. I think we melted that snow. But it was a great time. It was a great opportunity to sit down and understand who he was and what he was fighting for, guys. The thing about it is his son told me this. He says, Rick, my dad was colorblind, but he wasn't. He said when he went to Memphis for that protest for the sanitation workers, he said the sanitation workers were of all colors. They weren't just black. They weren't just white. They weren't just Hispanic. It was the goulash of our society that weren't getting what the worth of what they were getting paid. And so he went there, man, to stand up for everyone and that whole deal. But he certainly, man, stood up for the black man because, once again, he understood the plight and what the black man had gone through as far as racism.
Absolutely. Hey, John, if you would check your phone, please, for a message from our guest, just so you two can communicate that way as well. So John we're trying to get John to communicate with Billy Ball, as we mentioned. So I apologize for that diversion. So let me ask you, and it's hard to speculate this because you said that parade, that march was 1980.
1980, yes, sir.
And MLK was assassinated again in what year?
69, I think it was
68. April 68, actually.
So if the good doctor was still alive today,
yes,
what do you think he would have accomplished all these 30, 35 years, 40 years, I guess, or even 50 years since that time?
Crazy.
I mean, what other marks would he have made in our society? Because I got to imagine that, yes, we know that he was speaking on behalf of equality, but his message, though, was also very universal at times, was it not?
It was universal. He was speaking to everyone. He was talking about education.
Mm-hmm.
Education affects everyone. He was talking about housing. Housing affects everyone.
Sure.
He was talking about pay scale.
Mm-hmm.
Pay scale affects everyone.
Right.
And so today he would have still been fighting for those things because, like he said before, he said the work is still not done.
Right.
He said this will be a perpetual thing throughout our universe.
Right. Absolutely. George, your thoughts on the topic at hand about MLK?
This is a story that resonates with me. I believe it or not, my father again was a Hungarian immigrant, came to the United States in '56. He went and got his degree to teach political science. He got a job at an all-black university in Jacksonville, Florida, called Edward Waters College. I'll never forget it. They're still up and running today. And he met Martin Luther King Jr. at a function at that particular college when he came to speak to the student body. And again, he was a handful of minority. In fact, in that school, minority professors. There was a handful of white professors, but they loved him. My dad was a great leader and a great equal opportunity guy for no matter who it was. And he told me that Martin Luther King Jr. was a fantastic man, and he had met him and felt honored to do that. And it was really, really cool to know that I had that little story to tell about Martin Luther King Jr.
Sure.
So it's cool.
Sure.
And I think it's, again, I don't know if we've moved fast enough in the last 50 years. I don't know if Martin Luther King Jr. would be satisfied, or would he be happy with the way things have gone so far? I don't know, because there's a big mess out there in this world. So especially in the United States today in the last few years.
Mm-hmm.
Yeah, there's still movement. There's always going to have to be movement,
Mm-hmm.
guys, because once again, you have some people out there. Once again, when you talk about the upper 1% of this country, it's all about money. And when you depress people, man, that don't have the money, and the 1% can control what happens as far as your government is concerned. They can control about what your banks are doing. They can control about what your country's doing.
Mm-hmm.
He's not going to be happy with that, because it's called the people's country.
Right.
The Constitution is the people's word.
Right.
And so it's all about the people and us getting a fair shake here in America to make our lives better, no matter what you look like, where you come from, or what you're doing.
Absolutely. First of all, I want to welcome everybody who's actually listening on the WWDBTV phone app. You have to have an Android for that, because the Apple app is still being upgraded and being worked on, but you can still check it out on the Android and hear what's going on. Now, if you missed the show live, then you can also go back to the WWDBTV YouTube channel. You can rewatch it right here on our Facebook page under the videos tab. And WWDBTV actually has a Roku channel, and you'll be able to watch us there for anything you may have missed.
And you know what else? You know
Yes.
what else about Martin?
Yes, please.
His name was not Martin. That's not what his birth name was.
Really?
His birth name was Michael.
Really? So
Yes.
where was the switch?
Well, the switch was when his father, who was the pastor of the Atlanta Ebenezer Baptist Church, they traveled to Germany and that whole deal. And the Protestant Reform leader, name was Martin
Really?
Luther.
Okay.
And so he was so impressed by Martin Luther and that whole deal, they changed their name to Martin Luther King.
There you go. A great honor.
Yeah.
Wow, did not know that.
Yeah. And you know what else he did?
Tell me.
He went to college at 15 years old.
Wow.
15, guys.
That's way ahead of schedule.
Way ahead of schedule. How
At
many
least
people?
2-3 years.
How many people actually go to school you know what? I mean, to college at 15 years old.
I don't know.
And especially being deprived. Remember, at the
Right.
time that we were in,
Right.
being deprived of education.
Sure. Oh, absolutely. I mean, listen, what the man accomplished, I think, when you look at all of his accomplishments and what he went through to get to those accomplishments, many people today who are trying to do things in society to make things better probably only wish they had a quarter of what this man's ability was, in education, to communicate,
Yes.
and to be able to make a difference.
Yes, sir. And his communication skills, far none. I mean, if you listen to him speak, if you sit down, I have all of his tapes, and sometimes I sit down and I listen to them and that whole deal. And when he talks, it sounds like he's angelic. It sounds like he's singing. He sounds like he's comforting you with his voice. It's not hard. It's not harsh. It's comforting.
Right.
It's trying to bring you together and settle you down to listen to what he's saying and not what you want to hear.
And when you see the old clips of him delivering that message, I have a dream, you're right. It's a more of a passionate voice he has for what his message is. It wasn't yelling and screaming and you got to do this, you got to do that. He delivered that message with
Well, that's
passion.
because it came from the heart and from the inside. He was, like you said, passionate. He felt strongly about what he was saying, and you can tell that.
Yeah, and he was an educator.
Mm-hmm.
That's why he was so good at delivering his message to people. They were able to grab hold to it and gravitate to it, and then understand what was going on in their life. He was hitting the nail right on the head.
Right.
And they're saying, man, that pertains to me. It didn't matter whether he was black, white,
Right.
or in between, because everybody, once again, we have more in common than we don't have in common.
Correct. Did you guys see the in the news that new statue that was devoted
Yes.
to him?
I don't mean to laugh, but really,
It was not. It was the idea may have been good, but
yeah, I think the artist's rendition, I guess the goodness of his heart was there, but really there was a couple of comments even from little kids who said it didn't look like what it was supposed to look like.
Right.
And
Right.
and then you look at it, you're going, okay, he messed up. The artist really did. He screwed up on it.
So maybe
He
they'll
did.
go back to the drawing board. But for those who don't know, here in Las Vegas, the man was honored here, and obviously it was done before I even moved here some 25 years ago. I don't know when it was done, but we actually have one of the major streets in Las Vegas, Martin Luther King Boulevard,
Well,
that runs very long in this town.
you know,
and it's a
most
great
cities,
honor. Yeah,
most cities in America do have an
Yeah.
MLK Boulevard or a street or
absolutely.
Absolutely. And, you know, I my wife and I, you know, we would go down to Atlanta
Mhm.
for the Black College All-American dinner in that hotel where they recognize the HBCU players in that
Mhm.
hotel. And I sat on the board with that in that hotel. And so we had the opportunity to go on tour of the Ebenezer Baptist Church in that hotel.
Okay.
Let me tell you, when you walk in, man, it's hallowed.
Mhm.
It is a feeling of greatness.
Mhm.
It's a feeling of respect. And you sit there and you say to yourself, wow, a man who tried to make this country and make this world better
Right.
actually was here in this
Mhm.
church. Not only that, Condoleezza Rice, who I know, she knew the three girls
Mhm.
Oh,
when
wow.
they did the bombing
Wow.
of that church
That's
when they were in there in that hotel. And she was telling me about it when I met her back in the 80s
Mhm.
about that in that hotel, because she went to church with them. She knew them all.
Right on.
in that
I've got
hotel.
a story for you, and it's a true one.
Okay.
Amazingly enough.
Tell
coming
the
out of
story.
my
We'll
mouth.
take it to break. After
Yes. This is all. I lived in South Georgia. 70-80% African American in the state of Georgia. I
Mhm.
went to a Georgia Southwestern College, and I had a friend of mine. Went to school with him. He was a choir director at an all-black church about 30 miles away in the middle of nowhere in the South Georgia countryside. And he asked me if they were looking for one more spot in the choir, and I sang in the choir when I was a kid and all that stuff because he wanted to know if I wanted to go. And I was like, "You're kidding me. You're out of your mind. Really, really." He goes, "Well," I said, "Well, am I the only white guy?" And he goes, "Yeah, you're gonna be. So I went, and they welcomed me, and I sang in this all-black choir, and I had a solo, and they loved me. And they had a trip going up to Atlanta to the Ebenezer Baptist Church, and I actually went. And I went with an all-black choir, which is in that it's amazing to remember that.
Right.
And it was honorable. I was in there like, it was almost like seeing a Holocaust or
Sure.
a museum or something, you have the goosebumps, know that history's right here. And the fact that I was able to see it, the irony of it all, I'm the only white guy and I'm with an all black choir in this church.
Mhm.
Well, I think it's the acceptance,
Oh,
you know, that you feel.
Mhm.
Man, I don't feel bad about, any of this. Like, when I go out on the road and I go deal with my guys, Ron Egloff and those guys, and I
Right.
go up to, Montana
Mhm.
and that hotel. I mean, I'm in an environment, man, that doesn't look like me. But you know what? It was inviting. The people that we were around were inviting. So I was comfortable
That's the difference.
going into that environment.
Absolutely.
Same feeling. I had the same
Absolutely.
feeling
People
at
are
that time.
people. We all have 10 fingers and 10 toes. We all bleed red. That's like you said, we have a lot more in common than people think. All right. With that, I'm going to give a nod to my producer. We're going to try. He's putting on more miles back there. He's like, we need AAA back there.
He's got a Jack Daniels bottle back
this-
there.
yeah,
What the heck?
You're watching the roundtable. I got the G-Man. I got Rick Upchurch. When we come back, listen, we got a lot of information to share about True IQ, about the secret, which hopefully maybe we'll finally find out what the secret really is. Hopefully we can get Billy Ball from Planet Harvest Health. They are our main sponsor here of the show.
Yes,
and if
they
time
are.
allows, I'll talk about my book
Yeah.
and hopefully the presentation of America Speaks tonight. Don't go anywhere. We'll be right back.
Anxiety, depression, PTSD, ADHD, pain, inflammation, dealing with mental or physical health issues, or know someone who is? Relax, refresh, recover, revive. Natural health alternatives using hemp-derived CBD and other cannabinoids found in hemp are increasingly becoming more effective in managing various symptoms that affect your body, state of mind, and daily life. Planet Harvest Health's mission is to help those looking for natural, new, and better solutions for a healthier way of life, specializing in small batch, handcrafted alternatives, providing higher quality and a cost-effective product. Go to planetharvesthealth.com for more information and education on how we can help you.
Hi, everybody. Aaron Phillips here, inviting you to join me every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. right here on Worldwide Digital Broadcasting TV on my show, Aaron's Hour with Aaron Phillips. I bring to you the movers and shakers of Las Vegas and really all around the world. It's also fun, entertaining, silly, goofy, informative, everything you'd want to be entertained by on a Saturday, except no politics, no religion. As I said, it's designed to be a fun show. Remember, that's every Saturday from 12 to 1 p.m. Pacific, right here, Aaron's Hour, Worldwide Digital Broadcasting TV.
Right.
Hey, welcome back to the Roundtable. Thank you for tuning in and making us part of your day. It's about 20 after 4 Pacific time, 20 after 7 East Coast. If you're in Hawaii, you're probably still just waking up as you're about 12,000 hours behind us. Regardless, we thank you for watching. I'm surprised my friend Jennifer hasn't linked in yet. We're still working on getting Billy connected here properly. For whatever the reason, we're having some technical issues, but I have faith. And if we don't make it happen tonight, hopefully, Billy, you can hear me. You can text me. We will get it done either on my show this weekend or we'll pre-record something and get it to run. You got to love technical. Like John always says, the more
I'll
moving.
go to her house.
We're going to, yeah, you're going to go to Texas for that.
Right.
Although I can tell you she's alone. Her husband is out working and selling. But anyway, I forgot where I was going to go. But anyway, with that, I'm going to turn it over to George because we have really 3 supporters of the show. Of course, Planet Harvest Health. You can get all their information, planetharvesthealth.com. We'll show some pictures of their products in a little bit. We have The Secret that, of course, Rick is involved with and talks about that. But, of course, George has been talking about his tremendous weight loss over the last, 6 months. And True IQ has been a big part of that. Let's talk about that, man.
TrueIQGlobal.com.
Okay.
I was introduced to this about a year ago now, January 2020. I was 285 pounds, couldn't button my pants or my jacket to go back to work. When my boss called me to go back to the Pro Bowl, I said, man, I can't wear a suit. Man, I can't button my pants. He goes, wear a polo and just put the jacket over it. So I showed up for work that week in February 2022. I was miserable the whole week. I felt heavy, miserable. First time in my life, I'm thinking, oh my God, I've just turned 60 a few months ago. Is this where it starts? You know, so I've been healthy all my life. Never been to a doctor, don't even have a doctor, don't have health insurance, don't have any issues, no cardiovascular, no heart attacks, no nothing. But my wife talked me into trying the product. So we started doing the CBX4, which is a liquid. It's got a little
Dropper,
plunger, whatever you call it. You're right. Thank you.
plunger.
CBX4.
Plungers are usually a bit bigger.
Right.
They take stuff out. They
Right.
suck stuff out.
Well, this stuff you're putting in. So you can put one little drop in the morning, or you can do one drop at night before you go to bed. You just squeeze it and put it in. It helps with high blood pressure, diabetes, depression, if you have trouble sleeping. In my case, I use it for general maintenance, which helps me throughout my day. Where I lost all the weight, the product that I was introduced to, I started taking it. And it was called Micro. I had my reservations like I always do with these things, but I really never tried anything. Well, I tried Micro. It's take 3 a day. You take it in the morning, eat breakfast.
Are they
take
small pills?
Yeah, they look like little capsules.
Micro. Small.
Yeah.
See what I was trying to do?
Yeah.
Micro.
Yeah, funny
gotta
comedian, and I'm the
explain
one
this.
out of work. Yes.
You had to explain these things.
Right. Micro. Well, micro meaning that you're going to shrink and become
Oh,
smaller.
I see. Like Ant-Man.
Yes.
Gotcha.
So you take 3 a day. I took them every day. I started it. And the timing, maybe it was the timing also when I was working the Pro Bowl and the NFL draft, I started working 10, 12, 14-hour days and walking and walking and walking. I walked 20, 30,000 steps a day, 12, 13 miles a day. I was too tired when I got home to eat. I just went to bed and kept getting up. I'd eat once a day and take the pill and take the Micro. Over the course of, I don't want to say it took me, it did take me only 2 or 3 months. I dropped that 45 pounds. You would have thought I was doing something illegal, but I
You?
wasn't. Right. Yeah,
Not
me.
you.
That innocent face you have. Oh,
Yes.
heck no.
Right. But yeah, within 3 months, I lost 45 pounds. I didn't really have any flab. I was working out a little bit, not a lot, but enough from walking to where it just kind of came off.
Mhm.
And I started feeling so good, and then I turned 61 the past summer, and I'm feeling great. I really am. I use another 20. Yeah, I still take it. But
Mhm.
the cool thing about this is there's no side effects, no sweating, no jitteriness, no anxiety, no trying to get to sleep at night. Now, I wouldn't advise it taking it later in the day because you do get energy from them. So I take them in the morning. I try to do it before 10 a.m., the latest noon. But that's one product that's helped me.
So-
That's been the big product for me.
So let me ask you a question about that, because first of all, Rick and I can provide a testimony of this. When we started our show back in August,
Yes.
right?
Yes.
He gave me one of his jackets to put on, and it fit me like big.
He was huge.
And he was on it. You were just barely able to button.
Right. Not even
And
barely.
so in the 6 months that we've been doing the show, we've both seen the transition of weight loss that he has done because of True IQ and changing his nutrition. And he does walk thousands of miles a day.
Thank you
because
for
of what he
noticing.
does.
Really, it's hard for people around me every day, like my wife,
Right.
who's noticed it. But people that don't see me for a while all
Right.
the time, they notice.
Do we
They
maybe have a
notice.
shot here? I'm sorry. We may have some success with Billy. We at least see her on the screen
Okay.
this time. But
Cool,
anyway,
cool,
go ahead.
cool.
Keep going. No, keep going
Cool,
until
cool.
we get to go ahead to try.
Now they have all
But
kinds
what
of
happens
products.
if you stop that? What happens if you decide, you know what, I've reached my goal, and you stop taking the
You
drops?
just stop.
No,
And
does
the
that
drops
mean-
I take every day, no
Oh,
matter what.
But the weight loss.
The Micro, yeah. If you stop, if you reach the desired weight, you stop taking it. Now, over time, if you start, eating again and starting to gain a few pounds, you just start up again.
Okay.
There's no side effects from starting or stopping or continuing or not taking it. There's no side effects at all.
Okay.
Right.
It's incredible. And I've used all the products, but this is the one that has shown the most evidence of me.
Now, I'm sorry, go ahead, Rick.
Yeah. So what are the ingredients in these products that make it so good? See,
Well,
that's the key.
4 different CBX. There's thousands of cannabinoids. There's 4 that True IQ use. And this particular diet plan here, the Micro itself has galanga, the natural caffeine. It's got herbal complex 3065. It's got tea extract, green coffee bean extract. It's got black pepper extract. All natural stuff. No words that you can't pronounce.
No fillers.
No fillers. Exactly, Rick. Exactly. And they also have creams. I use this CBX4 cream with collagen. I rub it on my knees when I work, before I go to work.
You're on your knees all the time because your wife is just slapping you around. That's why, man. Anyway.
That's in a whole nother evening.
Okay, I'm gonna leave that alone.
That's
that
after
the same
12
product?
midnight.
Is that the same product my wife has?
This is the same product that your wife Eileen has
So-
used on her hand.
So my
To
wife
get rid of this,
Eileen
she
had-
did. She
had
got some.
surgery on her thumb and had this huge scar. And when we met George and his wife and everything, and they gave my wife a bottle of the collagen.
Yes,
She
it was
went
the
back to
collagen
her
cream.
doctor for follow up about 2 weeks after she started, and the scar was diminishing.
Yeah.
Because of that, and the pain was diminishing as well.
There you go.
So that's good stuff.
And the doctor
there, too.
wanted to know what she was doing.
Right, yes, he did. Yep.
That's fantastic. So I feel good about it, hearing other people's testimonies. And my goal with this is just to turn people on to it. Try the product first. There is a business side. We won't go into that.
And how can people get information from you?
You just go to trueiqglobal.com. I believe it'll be on the website. There is a little code. It's 20316, which identifies myself. And you can go to my Facebook page. I'm all over the place, and the products are listed on there,
Including the post office.
including right, yeah,
His picture's in the post office too.
right. What the number on it is? Reward.
There it is right there.
There it is, micro. Yeah, that's the product that I've been using for the last year, and
There
it
you go.
works.
Mhm.
And there's days where I've not taken it,
Mhm.
and later in the day you're going, man, I got a little appetite.
Yeah.
So I eat a little, but I know that if I'm gonna, and I have no self-control when it comes to food. I love to eat,
Mhm.
but it's worked. And there was a time where I was really angry because I wasn't hungry. There was pizza and
Right.
lobster everywhere, and I just didn't want to eat it.
Right.
But it works. It works, and I feel better. It's amazing. I can button my pants and my jacket.
So again, information can be gotten where?
trueiqglobal.com/20316. It'll be on the website. It'll be on Facebook page. Just go right there. If you need any more information, I got my phone numbers on there. You can call me. We can discuss this. We have local meetings in Las Vegas, Zoom meetings around the country and the world.
And you can find George and on Facebook to connect
Yes,
their information. as
George
well.
Miklos. I got a couple of pages, but go to that one. The
Worst
other one,
case scenario, they can message us on the Roundtable Facebook page.
that's
too,
correct. Yeah,
Right.
Roundtable Facebook page. You bet.
or the roundtablelv@gmail.com. All right, it's bottom of the hour. The Roundtable show. I got George, I got Rick, and myself. Now, before we go to Rick, I do see a lovely face in the screens here looking at us. Now, let's just
There
hope we
she
can
is.
we hopefully will have the audio working. So there she is. We're not talking to the sky out there. So, gentlemen, before I ask you to put your headset on, I'll be the guinea pig here. So,
Okay,
Mr.
yes.
John, are we ready with the headsets or not?
Let's give it a shot.
Are we using headsets or not, sir? Are we using
I think
headsets?
we're gonna have to use the headsets because they.
I'm hearing the feedback, but that's okay. All right, let's try the headsets first. So let's give it a shot. Miss Billy Ball, I know you can hear us. We can see you. You can see us, but we don't have anybody in the room from the Marcel Marceau Academy of Lip Reading. So let's see. Yeah, right. She's just stuck in a box down there.
Right.
Let's give it a shot. Let's ask you to say hello to everybody. Nope, still no audio, John. That's all right. Stay. Yeah, that's okay. Stay there. You know what? So let's go to plan B. Let's bring up her audio outside of the headsets just as far as we can until we get feedback. So let's try that to see where we're at. Billy, let's try it again. Can you speak to us and say hi?
We're not getting anything.
Not even getting any audio from there as well. I'd offer a call-in line, but John is like working on that with 911. So
Feverishly.
because this is giving us a rash of all sorts. It was working over the weekend. Oh, what do you have there? What was that bottle? Oh, bottle of beer. Yeah, pour that on the computer. Exactly. All right. So yeah, while Billy's there, I'm gonna do this. First of all, hopefully we can get this fixed at worst case scenario on Saturday during Owen's Hour at the top of the hour Pacific time. I have guests, but that's okay. I'm going to bump them, and we're going to come right out of the gate with Billy on Saturday, and we will make it work to come back on a Thursday because for some reason she really wants to join us.
Heck yeah.
Because she's also a sports fanatic.
I want her to
as
join us.
well.
Heck yeah, man.
So planetharvesthealth.com, and John, you can bring up the pictures while I talk about it.
Yes.
Planetharvesthealth.com provides you the best of natural CBD creams and gummies for your appetite, for sleeping. I can attest to it because in order for me to talk about it, when they first came on board with us, somehow Billy convinced James to send me some free shit, and it worked because I got it. Coffee as well. The coffee bags, I'm going to talk about the coffee, even though I know they're being repackaged and being redone. but you can also get CBD infused coffee. You see there on the screen, there are all sorts of seasonings, all sorts of good stuff that if you want to try to slowly get grandma or grandpa on this stuff, you can stick it into their seasonings when you make a steak or whatever. The gummies you have now, there's the gummies and salves, different levels of, I forgot what's in the what do they call that in the CBD? This is one I wish she can fill it in. But what is it, 1,000 or 3,000 of something?
Milligrams.
Not milligrams. That's
Micrograms.
not micrograms. It's the amount of CBD that's in there, Billy. You can text it to me if you know what I'm trying to say. Text me the word, doggone it, so I stop looking like a fool. Although I can do that on my own without anybody.
About the THC?
I don't know. She'll tell me because unless
Right.
we can zoom in on the, you can see it there in the jars up top there. What I'm looking for, the different levels and quantities of something.
15 milligrams or 225 milligram package. And that is the hemp-derived gummies.
All right. So what he said, I don't know if you heard him, but it's different, varying levels of stuff. But
More about
terrapins and all. Yeah. So planetharvesthealth.com is really the best site to go to, the best way to get all the information about the stuff and all your what's in it and the seasonings and the coffees. Like I said, the coffees are being repackaged. I know that because James messaged me with all these great pictures, and I want to thank. He's out in, I think you said, Billy, Corpus Christi. Give me a nod on that, yes or no. Is that where he is?
Corpus Christi, she's busy texting, but
she's busy texting, but I know she can listen. Most women and wives can listen and text at the same time. So give me a thumbs up. See, she heard me say that.
I know,
so
Denise can.
Thumbs up on Corpus Christi, yes? All right, so he's down in Corpus Christi. See, I know, oh, she texted that to me. The lotion had full spectrum hemp plant and CBD isolate for extra pain. Yeah, what she said or wrote. And so James is down in Corpus Christi. And she's okay with that because he doesn't do all this like live, although this isn't live. This is like really bad. We're watching someone get drunk on the show with us.
Right.
But that's oh, right. There you go. See,
there we go. That's it.
So anyway, so please, folks, check it out. PlanetHarvestHealth.com. We love their support. They've been with us now 6-7 months, whatever it is. And hopefully we'll be able to continue on moving forward because after this, I owe them an awful lot. Yes, thank you. We love you. By the way, Billy, you look absolutely radiant tonight. I want you to know that.
She does.
Not that you don't any other time. You look beautiful every time I see you. And can I share your, did you say you're 41 or 14? I don't know what you were mentioning.
Well, we don't want to.
51. You just turned 14. That, didn't you?
We don't want that.
She just turned 51.
No, she's not 51.
She is.
What is she? You glowing, girl. I ain't mad at you either. Look like the moon, girl.
There she is.
Hey.
I'm going to tell you how I met Billy. A friend of hers, Nate Miller, she was a co-host with Nate. They hosted a sports show out of Arlington called The Basement Show with Nate Miller, and it was on Fishbowl Network. Somehow Nate and I connected, and they were silly enough to invite me on their show as a guest to talk sports. Billy and I just hit it off because she's a huge wrestling fan.
Wow.
So we hit it off with wrestling as well as sports, and I'm hoping I can get her and James to come up here. By the way, UWW has announced they got number 4 coming up soon, so hopefully we can make that work and get you guys up here for that. But can I also share your other secret about that your IHOP at its best, if you know what I'm referring to? Can I share that with them? Just okay. And I don't remember. She's Rudy Tutti Fruity, so. No, Billy, I guess it was an accident, if I'm not mistaken. I'm sorry, I don't recall the circumstances, but Billy actually is an amputee of her leg.
Right. And
so part of their founding of this stuff was also to help her be comfortable. And she's been this, it's been this way for, listen, I see her on her videos when she's out and about. And let me tell you, you wouldn't know it. Not that she shows the leg, but you wouldn't know because this gal is so freaking active and does not let what others would look at to be a disability, it's normal life for her, and it doesn't bother. And she lives life fully. And I tip my cap to you, darling. You know how I feel about you. Yeah. You know, this is live radio. My wife's not live radio. It's live TV. My wife doesn't listen, so I can say I love you with all my heart. Yeah. And you know, you are an inspiration to a lot of us. So with that, you're welcome to hang and watch and stay, but we will get this fixed in time to at least get you on Saturday and perhaps next Thursday. Hopefully by then it'll work. We'll put some quarters in the slot and make sure everything is working appropriately. Okay. So we're Planet Harvest Health. Yeah, exactly. PlanetHarvestHealth.com, folks. Please check it out. When you go on the site, tell them that you heard about it. Well, you didn't really hear about it because Billy, we didn't hear shit from her. It was all me trying to be a spokesperson. And maybe, I don't know, we'll give you an extra handshake or pat on the back or something for still buying stuff, even though I'm pitching it. But anyway, all right. So here's what I'd like to do. Quick break. So this way she can collect herself. When we come back, I'm going to turn the floor over to Rick to talk about The Secret. If time allows, I'll have John post my pictures about my book and my transition of good health. And America Speaks is waiting just around the corner.
America Speaks.
He's ready for that. Yeah. God help us all. God save the Queen.
Yes.
We'll be back right after this.
This is the story of one man's incredible journey from 350 to 200-pound weight loss and his mission to help and inspire others. Aaron Phillips. People are praising Aaron's new book with 5-star reviews. Aaron's various humorous and wildly entertaining stories portray his rise as a sports announcer, his encounters with exotic and irregular entertainers on the Las Vegas Strip through his long-running Vegas Unwrapped radio show, and his contagious and positive style of pursuing success. Call now or visit our website or Amazon now to get your copy of Let My Voice Speak to You, stories from a Hall of Fame radio personality. Order now.
All right, welcome back to the roundtable. So during break, and I mentioned wrestling with Billy, and she's still hanging out with us, which is totally fine because she makes the three of us look beautiful. She's the beauty, we're the beasts.
Yes.
So to prove my wrestling comment, show again up on camera. I don't know if John can quickly split screen it so that everybody can see. There's a very popular and well-known national wrestler who's based actually out of Texas, and her name is Thunder Rosa. Most people know her from AEW, Lucha Underground, and whatnot. And she's holding up is that autographed, Billy? There we go. Is that an autograph? There it is, right down there in the corner. There you go. Excellent. What does it say? Thunder Rosa as Alley Catch? Is that what that is? Or versus Alley Catch? Versus. And how long ago is that? You can just try to a week ago, 2 weeks ago, a month ago. Was that recent?
December
Oh,
6th.
GCW. Oh my goodness. GCW is actually based in New Jersey, by the way. That's a New Jersey promotion. Effie wrestles for them and a couple other great people. But anyway, all right. So, all right. Rick.
Yes.
I have asked this question at the risk of it being an Abbott and Costello routine.
Right.
Well, George and I have asked you you keep talking about The Secret.
Yes, sir.
You're part of The Secret. I feel
Yes.
like this is like Get Smart, and we're talking like in the cone of silence here.
I'm a secret agent.
I know you are.
Yeah.
So I'm going to ask once and for all, please tell us what The Secret finally is.
The secret is our health products, and our health products. Everything about our products, man, it's secret, is about health. All of our things are vegan. Most of our products, all of our products are vegan. You know why? We don't use parabens.
Mm-hmm.
We don't test on animals. We don't use any in our nutritional products. We use no wheat. We use no whey. We use no GMO. We use no dairy products. None of those things that are in our products, simply because a lot of folks are allergic to those. That's for sure. And so, what Isaac and Sabat, they live down in Arizona. That's where Secret is headquartered out of.
We just gave The Secret.
Yeah, they're originally from Israel. And way back in the day when their parents moved here in that whole deal, they started up a business. They failed. And then what they did is they called some of their friends back in Israel and told them that, hey, we want to get this business going. All of them kicked in, and this is where they're at today. They've done very, very well. So all of their products are vegan. We don't have any of those bad things that are in there. We don't test it on animals either. And a lot of folks get mad about that type of stuff when you start testing your stuff on animals and that whole deal. So when you're talking about let's say our nutritional products, what I really like about our nutritional products is our shake and our greens. That's the shake right there. I love the shake right there. Once again, it's all vegan. It's good for your body. Your body can recognize it, and it can use it for what it needs to be used for. There's no byproducts in it as well. Okay.
Since John is not moving the camera on
no
me to show, I
byproducts.
just put it in your screen.
But then along with that, what I do is I put my greens in there as well.
Mhm.
Greens are important, man, for what? To keep your body from being acidic. It keeps it alkaline in that whole deal. It cleans your body out in that whole deal of all the toxins
You do it once
that
a
you
day?
take in. I do it twice a day.
2 scoops a serving,
Yeah, a serving. You just shake it up and you drink
and
it.
a lot of great
Just in
protein
water?
in here.
Just in water,
Oh,
yeah,
wow.
just in water, and so I do that every morning. I do that every evening, and now I've gotten my good protein and I've gotten my good greens in me in that whole deal.
Mhm.
But also, everything that has gone on, with COVID and the
Right.
flu and all that type of stuff, they have a great product called Immunex.
Mhm.
Once again, it's got mushrooms and the good stuff in it as well. It's all vegan as well in that whole deal. It helps you build up your immune system, which we must do, man, during this season.
Right.
Because once again, it's out there big time. And then what I have is the booster. If you eat something that's acidic, and your body, man, is creating gas, or you have heartburn, any of those type of things, this booster right here has hydrogen in it. And the hydrogen, what does it do? It neutralizes the gases in that whole deal, takes away all of that irritation and that whole deal from you as well. Great product with the hydrogen in it. And then here's my green capsules. I do the green capsules every day. And then we go to the skin care products. Not beauty products. They're beauty products, but they're not beauty products. They're health products, because all of our products has minerals from the Dead Sea. All of our products, once again, are vegan. They're light. They use sesame seed oil. They use avocado oil. They use extracts from coffee. They use extracts from green tea and those type of things, which is good for your skin, right? So people don't realize and understand that when you put stuff on your skin, does it have parabens in it? If it has parabens in it, all it's going to do is sit on top of your skin. With the light materials that we have in our products here, right? Our facial products right here. It's just our cream.
Now you gave George and I a little tester of a couple of
Tester
things.
of it,
Talk about what you had us.
Okay,
try.
I had you try the essential moisturizing and that whole deal, because here in Vegas it's dry as all
Right,
get
the
out.
sun.
Also in Denver it was awful dry.
Right.
And then people, man, they complain about being dry. I had plaque psoriasis. The reason I got plaque psoriasis is because of the soaps that I was using when I was playing. Harsh, just stripped my skin, man, of all of its moisture in that old deal, left it dry in that old deal, and I started developing plaque psoriasis on my skin.
Wow.
Why? Because the lotions that I was using wasn't going down to the dermis, only on the epidermis, but not down to the dermis. That's where, after you shed your skin,
right,
you get the new skin. So you want these oils in that whole deal to go down
like a
to
snake.
the epidermis and once again create good, shiny, healthy skin. And that's what these do for you. And then for your face, we have what we call a mud soap. Mud soap, man, has minerals from the Dead Sea again. And we have the mud from the Dead Sea. If anybody don't understand exactly what about the Dead Sea, it's the lowest point on earth. And everything funnels down to it, the minerals and that whole deal, and the salt. And what they do is they cultivate that mud and that whole deal and make the mud soap. It's really mild. It doesn't strip your face of your oils. You don't want to strip your face of your oils. You want to leave the natural oils.
That's why you look 40. My God.
And then along with that, you put your facial creams on, the ones that you might like. We have 3 levels as far as our body products and our skin products are concerned. We have what we call the standard in the blue. The standard is real standard. Then we have what we call our bio. Our bio helps to protect your body and against the environment and that whole deal. And then what we have is the anti-aging for the older people that are getting older and that whole deal. Okay.
Where can people get information?
They can get information. They can go to secretdirect.com and they can look that up.
Spell secret though.
SEACRET. SEA, secret.
That's right.
Right.
Is
Like
that deodorant? Oh, that's
no,
different secret.
no, not at all. But yeah, and then you can go to Rick Up Church NFL at AOL.com, or you can go to Rick Up Church NFL on Facebook, and you can catch me there if that's what you would like to do. But yeah, the best way to get a hold to me is through my my Facebook.
Now, yes, folks, he did say AOL. Okay, AOL.com. He did say that. I just in case somebody was getting some static.
I did.
Here, let me make you feel at home with
Still
AOL.
around. Right.
You are now connected.
30 minutes.
I did. I used it, and I continue to use this. Everybody gets old to me.
Hey,
so
why
I don't
not?
know.
Why not? It
That's
works,
funny.
right?
I keep it easy.
So good stuff here. And George and I, we tested the cream under our eyes here to see if it does kind of moisturize. And then you get, oh no, that was on the hand or whatever it was. And then I put a little on my hand here. So we'll see if it gets rid of the one wrinkle I have here.
Yeah, that was
I don't
the
know.
moisturizing cream.
Yes. Mhm.
Here's the thing about it: when you tell people about the products, once again, I have to tell you, it takes 3 months. Remember, 60 days
Right.
in order for the skin to shed itself,
Right.
and then the new skin comes up, and that's what you want. Just like with your hair, you want the nutrition to go down into the roots of your hair, and then when it comes out, it's healthier.
Is that what I'm missing?
That's me too, bro. Don't feel.
Still have hair.
Because I'm a good company.
Hey man, don't feel like the Lone Ranger,
I know,
Still have hair.
but that's the key to it.
Yes.
And remember, and this is what folks really forget, that our skin is the biggest organ that's on our body in that whole deal, and we must protect it because it takes a beating from the sun,
Right.
from dirt,
Cold.
everything in that whole deal. When your skin doesn't feel good, you don't feel good.
Oregon. I have to say that word.
What is it?
Oregon.
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 Oh,
Like
and we
the
got
state?
some great
No.
body wash. Man, the
Oregon.
body wash is excellent.
Okay.
Right? And then we have great lotions that goes along with it, man.
You have shaving cream?
We got shaving cream. We have products for men. We have balm. We have the balm and everything for men as well. Yeah, so we have an array of skincare health products, and we have our nutritional products as well.
So before the show went on the air, Rick showed us about the mud soap bar, which he was talking about earlier. So he was kind enough to open it up because I said, well, how long does the bar last? I mean, I use a bar of soap along with my Axe body wash periodically, and I'm lucky I get it to last 4 days.
A bar of soap? Really?
Yeah, well, there's
Man, that'll last me a long time. I mean,
well,
I
I
use
have
the
a partner
liquid
with
shit
the
too.
soap
But,
too.
oh, that's well, so do I.
I don't know if Denise uses her own soap.
Well, she's got her. Yeah, she's got her. That's why she looks the way she
But
looks.
anyway.
She has her own stuff. But
So I opened it up, and I don't know, John, if you had my one shot on, I don't know if it'll really get across, but this thing, with all due respect to the product, and I said it before I went on the air, this thing looks like a freaking hockey puck.
Yeah.
yeah,
Okay.
it does.
And I say that lovingly because it is. But so then I asked Rick, I said, well, given the fact that it's a bar like this, to me, I would think this would last only like a couple of days. And he says, no, how long did you say this should last?
3 months.
I would think
months.
so. Yeah,
Three
that's
months.
Because what? First of all, it's concentrated. You don't have to use
a
much at
lot,
all.
right?
Ah, gotcha.
That's what a bar of soap should last.
Right. 3 months?
Yeah, at least.
Well, then what are you doing wrong?
I'm not. I said my soap lasts.
No.
It's just a liquid. Yeah, bar of soap will
Well,
last me
okay,
forever.
yeah, well, there you go.
Yeah,
maybe Zest doesn't use enough lard in it or
Zest.
something. I don't know.
And then along with it, and I
Sorry,
won't
Zest.
get into this and that whole deal, but we have another part to it where it has travel and that whole deal, and that's where you sign up for Club Secret. Once you sign up for Club Secret, you're eligible, man,
Great.
to travel.
Great. There's another level of stuff you won't know anything about. It's now a club secret.
That's right.
You have to join the club.
That's right.
Anyway, all right. So here you got products that are designed to work some on the outside as well as the inside.
Right.
You've got products that George offers the same way with the CBX,
micro and the
as
CBX
inside,
4,
outside, and all of that.
Which you guys have tried actually.
Well, yeah,
So,
yeah.
Yep.
Yes, we've
It
tried.
was
We've all
excellent.
cross-pollinated our products.
Yes, we have. And let me tell you, the products from
Cross-pollinate.
Cross-pollinate.
Planet Harvest Health.
Planet Harvest Health. I've talked with Billy and that whole deal. What a wonderful she is, man. She could charm a snake.
I'm telling
No
you.
ifs, ands, or
That's
buts
how she
about it,
got
man.
James.
She is just absolutely the
Oh, you're
sweetest
not calling
woman in
him
the
a
whole wide
snake,
world.
are you?
Hey, I'm staying out of that one.
Well, listen, I could say it. I've known him long.
I know that's right.
I've
She's
known him
laughing.
long.
She just took another drink on
She
that
took a
one.
swig of the beer. She poured the beer in the glass. Did you notice that? She didn't want
That's
to,
it.
because otherwise we'd have to send a bill to the beer company for promoting them as product placement. So she put it in a glass. But go
She
ahead.
sure did. So and had a chance to talk
Yeah.
with her in that whole deal. And let me tell you something. My wife she's going to order up some product.
Good.
I think next week she's going to order up some product to come in that whole deal because she wants to try it for sure.
Just make sure Donna tells them where they heard the commercial from.
Absolutely,
Wink, wink.
absolutely.
But here's the thing about, and I didn't say this before, and then I'll get into talking about my journey, which will really not take very long. Billy and James, they are hands-on with preparing their own product. Okay. They have their own facilities where they make the products that they're producing. They're not using a third-party farm somewhere who makes the products then they are selling. This is their product. They're growing it. They're preparing it. That's why they can tell you exactly, like you can with your products, of what's going in, because these people are the manufacturers of the product. And that's a very unique. So when you talk to Billy, you're talking to the person who makes the stuff that people are getting.
Absolutely.
Same thing with Donna. So good stuff. Now, my story, and John, you can bring up the picture. You've seen my commercials run over the year. They're on my Facebook page. But in I don't remember, 15, if you look, I don't know if you have my pool picture, if I sent you the side by side, but it doesn't matter. You see enough of my pictures there when I was, let's say, 354 pound at the heaviest. 2015, you see there in the middle a picture with myself and my wife. And I had medical complications.
What was your belt size?
54.
Oh my goodness, dude!
I knew you back in 08.
Yeah, you knew me when I was heavy.
That's packing and not lacking, big fella.
I just wish I was packing and not lacking in the right places. But unfortunately, I was packing in the wrong places. We've lost Billy at this moment.
Well, see her hand.
She was falling on the floor and spit taped all over her desk with that comment. But I was 354 pounds, and I guess I did not send that picture to John, where I was sitting by the pool in a red bathing suit one summer, and then next to it is one of these pictures where I'm, lower in weight. But I had stage 2 non-alcoholic fatty liver disease from all the years I had diabetes in my system. Yeah. I had stage 2 non-alcoholic fatty liver disease, type 2 diabetes, high blood pressure. I had the gamut. And because of my continuation of visiting my endocrinologist, who's the diabetes doctor, they did a blood test. They saw something a little wonky in my liver numbers. Hence, that's how they did a biopsy on my liver. That's how they found my stage 2. And I went to the doctor, to the liver specialist, and he looked at me and he said, dude, he says, you have 3 choices. Number 1, you can join my trial in California, and we're developing medication to take care of these stage 2 illnesses. Number 2, hey, you can sit and do nothing and just wait for a liver transplant, which the problem here in the state of Nevada, you cannot do a liver transplant in the state. We'd have to go to California, which means my liver specialist that I was seeing actually had an office there too to make it happen for his clients here. Or number 3, he said, you need to lose a ton of weight fast. Now, I've done the Weight Watchers. I've done the Nutrisystems. I've done the Mayo Clinic diet. I've done the tape over my mouth, don't eat for a week kind of stuff to lose weight over the years. The problem is they don't last.
Nope. Right.
They don't last. You get lackadaisical one day, folks, 20 pounds comes right back on overnight, which was the pointed question that I asked to George about his product. What happens if you stop taking the supplement? Well, your body will change and start yearning, and the cravings will start coming back. So because of my illnesses, I took the step where when the doc said to me, you need to lose weight fast, I said, Doc, what do you have in mind? And he says, well, you can do gastric sleeve, you can do gastric bypass, or do nothing and wait for the liver to completely fail. And I looked at him, I said, reality is this: if I come to your offices, I would have had to have gone every Friday for every month. And I just started a job, and I know they would not have been happy with me taking Fridays off to go to California. And in the back of my mind, I'm saying I'd be crazy to make that drive every week as well to go to California out of Vegas. So that was off the table. Number 2, if I didn't do anything, if I sat back and did nothing, my family would sooner take me out back behind the woodshed and just end it for me, because I was on my way to a liver transplant.
Right.
Okay. So I said, all right, what are we talking about? Liver, bypass, or the band. Okay. That's where they go in and put that little O-ring at the top of your stomach. I did not want something foreign in my body. It's just filled with saline. So what I'm sitting there in my doctor's office, waiting to do a follow-up with my surgeon, this lady came in and there was a sign there that says, for $150, we'll take saline out of your O-ring to loosen it up. And then we'll put $150 worth of saline back in if you want to. And I'm sitting there, why would anybody want to do that? You've gone to all this effort to lose weight, to have a surgery and have this thing. But you know why? I heard a lady walk in and this is what she said. And if I'm lying, I'm dying. May I be struck by lightning when I walk. John, out of the studio.
Uh-oh.
Notice I didn't say when I'm in the
Thank
studio.
you.
Out of the
You're
studio.
welcome.
Just make sure I'm not behind you or anything.
No,
Okay, not next to you when the lightning
So
comes.
if I'm lying, I will be struck getting to my car, in which case I will give all of my heartfelt wrestling collection to Billy. That's in her will, in my will for Billy. And I have a lot of good signed shit now, by the way. But this lady walked in and said, I'm here to have saline taken out because my husband and I are going on a 10-day cruise. Which means she wanted to eat and drink without any repercussions of the band.
Gotcha.
And I sat there shaking my head. I'm like, why? Because then she was going to have to spend $150 to get it back in. And I thought that was a totally waste of opportunity. So, P.S., the bypass was 30 years ago where they went in, they cut you open, they moved stuff around, and they circumvent everything. I did the sleeve. Basically, it's a arthroscopic procedure where they go in and basically cut my stomach down to the size of a banana. 45 minutes. I was in and out. You have to change your lifestyle right away in terms of how you eat, the amount that you eat. You're eating less, the whole thing. Now, it takes a little learning curve because the mind is not matched up with the stomach, where if you eat too fast, too much, guess where you are?
That's right.
You are in the bathroom bringing everything that you just ate back up because your body says, I don't know where to go with this.
Yeah.
You're eating faster than I can move it. Now, I had a much easier time with that. My wife, God bless her, she had the surgery 12 days after I did, as you saw in the pictures there. And she didn't adjust very well.
Yeah.
She was in the bathroom for the first 6-8 months, bringing up everything.
Sure.
Now, good thing is when you feel this way and you have to visit the bathroom, once it passes either north or south, at the risk of really not trying to be descriptive,
Right.
you come out of the bathroom feeling totally fine. It's not like you're nauseous and you're sick and you have food poisoning kind of nausea. This is like, all right, you jammed up your system, let's release it. As soon as it's out, you're good to go.
Sure.
Okay. So I had to do this medically. And what I hated after I showed my before and after pictures was everybody saying, you cheated to lose weight. And I cheated. And I replied by saying, well, isn't Weight Watchers cheating? You're using another system. Isn't Nutrisystem cheating?
Yeah.
Because you followed these other things. And I'm not saying anything about that's a supplement. What George did was a supplement to his body to adjust. He did not have to follow points, Weight Watchers. You didn't have to pre-order food like the Nutrisystem stuff, because now with what that did for him, he was able to regulate his eating habits. I medically had to lose 130 pounds, otherwise I could die. I have to clarify that with everybody.
Yes.
I didn't have time for a Nutrisystem to kick in. I didn't have time for a supplement. I didn't have time for these other external products, which work in the right circumstance.
Right.
Okay? I was facing a liver transplant because of the diabetes I had in my system that I allowed my body to get out of control because I got older, I got complacent, I had healthy children that were grown up and out of the house. I had the diabetes that was taking a toll on my body that if by 3 o'clock I didn't take a nap somewhere, I was done for. And I would go home with all the best of intentions. You know this as an athlete.
Yes.
You're an athlete. I'm a former athlete. If I get my ass on a couch with the best intentions to go walking after dinner, guess where my butt stayed until I went to bed?
Yeah.
Do you think I put on my sneakers and jogging suit and walked around my complex with my wife? No. I had to do something drastic.
You always said to yourself, I'll do it tomorrow. But tomorrow never comes.
And in most cases, in some cases, tomorrow will never come.
That's right.
Because, by the way, thoughts and prayers out to the Crosby family. David Crosby lost his life today. One of the best singers of Crosby, Stills, and Nash.
No shit.
Yeah,
I didn't know that.
passed away right before he went on the air.
Holy mackerel.
So we don't know. We don't know. You read all of these stories about these young people committing suicide, and you just don't know. And I was not willing to take that chance because I have two beautiful daughters and I want to seek her up. I have a wife that 2 weeks ago I celebrated our 34th wedding anniversary. Had I not done that, they would have been celebrating in the wrong way.
Right.
So I share my story in my book called Let My Voice Speak to You. I do change it up where I say, let my voice speak for you, and I'm out looking for sponsors.
Sure.
Right.
There you go.
Yeah. It as it is.
Yeah.
But in that book, I share the story of my wife and I going through this transition, really from the standpoint of the things that we learned going through this. Not preaching that you need to get healthy. Yeah, I see people all day long, but unless they want to come to me for input, like when I see people, look, my wife and I have consulted with people about the surgeries because they're down to that resort in life. And my wife and I have actively talked to people here in Vegas. They've become some great friends. We've seen their results. But I shared in my book the things we learned. Now I share in there some of the behind the scenes crazy stories.
Sure. Yes.
Of what we do, that the best conversations and when we're on commercial. Isn't that right, Billy? You and Nate probably had some of the funniest conversations when the mics were off about anything. And I shared some of those. I even share some tidbits in there about how I do what I do with some training tips. Why? Because I offer a 3-day training course on how to do what we do. But 99% of that book is sharing the philosophies of what we learned. And they are things you can apply to any aspect in your life. It doesn't have to be in a health transition like me.
Yes, sir.
You're facing a decision at work.
That's right.
Listen, I've made it known. I suffered from depression and high anxiety disorder for the last 22 years when I lost my mom. I still take medicines because of that. And I share that stuff because the decisions that I made back in those days are things that affected what I do today.
That's right.
And that's why I share my story the way I do. The stuff we talk about is the physical health, inside and outside. However, you said it best, when your skin feels better, you feel good and you feel better about yourself. When you lose 40 pounds like George did, he feels great. Am I right? I don't want to put words in your mouth, guys.
Sure. You're absolutely right.
So these are all things that I share. Taking CBD products like what Planet Harvest Health offers, the gummies to just chill out.
Yeah.
When you need a little extra rest to chill.
That's right.
When you have those aches and pains that maybe a salve of CBD will work better for you. They've got the products. You feel better physically, you're going to feel better internally.
That's right.
So my book is all about all of those things. And that's why I share, because my ultimate goal, I've never really done it on this platform that I've taken hours of time. I'm very humbled by my successes behind a microphone. I'm humbled that I was encouraged to put my story in a book, which I never thought I would do. I thought my story would be about as thin as these pieces of papers, and that would be in color and stick people, a comic book. Yeah, that's what I thought. If I had to use a ghostwriter to get the information out of my head, because they asked me questions about stuff I forgot that I even knew.
Right.
So the three of us, the four of us with Billy here, and God, I wish you could hear her talk, and you will hear her Saturday, and maybe we'll record a little something after the show.
She is crafty. She's crafty.
Let me tell you.
She's really
She's
good.
probably done all of this so that we can record an interview just so it's her time.
Yes, sir.
Okay?
Yeah.
I know how she works over there. My point, though, is that between the four of us, when we started the show, it was under the guidance that with all the shootings and all the stuff and mental illness and all of that stuff. And we've expanded since then to talk about other stuff.
Yeah, that's right.
And we can't be on the air if we didn't have support from companies like Planet Harvest Health, True IQ, The Secret, Worldwide Digital Broadcasting, whatever. We bring this stuff to you because you know what? We don't put the spotlight on ourselves all the time.
No.
I don't like talking about what I do in the story of my. There's a commercial. You want to know what I did? You can go read my book, buy my book, go to Amazon, download it.
That's right.
You don't get an autographed copy for $6.99 if you download it. You message me for $14.95, which is the cover cost, plus $5 for shipping and handling. I'll autograph the son of a gun and I'll mail it to you to tell my story. I don't talk about that.
Yeah, you know why? Because people out there want to know who we are.
That's correct.
Who's talking to them?
Right.
What experience do you have? Do my experiences go parallel with yours? Can I get some answers?
We are human.
We are human. Can I get some answers from you?
And by the way, if everybody's looking at their clock, obviously we're past our hour. Thank you to Worldwide Digital Broadcasting.
Speaking of other
they've
stuff,
allowed us to do that.
do we have the opportunity?
We will, as soon as I tie this up to get to something that George is brewing up. All I'm going to say is this, folks. We've taken the time to share with you what we do off the air. And we hope that you take the opportunity to revisit it, check it out, download the book, message me for my book, message these guys for their products as well. Go to Planet Harvest Health, talk to Billy, and learn some stuff. Okay?
That's right.
What was the show? NCIS or New Orleans.
New Orleans.
You ever watch that show?
Yes, I do.
Okay. And Scott Bakula was the lead of that.
Lead guy.
And his line was, when a case came in, he would always tell his crew after they went over, now go out there and learn some stuff. That was his line to the agents.
Sure.
Folks, go out there. If you've forgotten anything we've talked about, a website address or anything, That's why we have the power of the archive and the podcast. Go out there, planetharvesthealth.com, reach out to Rick, reach out to George, reach out to me, and go out there and learn some stuff. And with that, I'm going to segue because I'm a professional. You're going to learn some stuff about what America thinks and does on some topics. And God bless George. You know why? Because this was an idea that we fell in love with, and it is something that he loves. And with that,
stand by.
Here comes our introduction, and then George is going to take over. Check it out. Listen to this. America Speaks. Go.
All right, we're back, and we are with a segment called America Speaks. I always got tired when I was on the radio before. I always got in trouble. I got called every name in the book: sexist, racist, bigot, blah, blah, blah. So I decided to do a segment called America Speaks. Instead of my opinion, just my opinion, it's America's opinion. This particular topic, first of all, I want to, Aaron had mentioned the passing of David Crosby, which I didn't know of. Did you know that, Rick, just before I had no idea. But we do know in the last week, we've lost a couple of folks. Lisa Marie Presley. Unbelievable, shocking. She had a cardiac arrest, and that's been in the news in the last couple of weeks now. And God bless her and her family. Also, Robbie Knievel, who passed away the next day. He was sick. He was 60 years old, had pancreatic cancer. God bless his family. And it's just amazing how all this stuff is starting to come around. You know, we always have these celebrity deaths. They always come in threes, but this last couple of weeks is like coming in sixes.
That's right.
It's crazy. But what I wanted to talk about with America Speaks is today we found out in the state of New Mexico that Alec Baldwin will be charged with manslaughter for the killing of Halyna Hutchins on the film that they were doing, the Western called Rust, about 15 months ago. I'm going to read some comments from America, from you guys. It's not me, it's not Rick, it's not Aaron. These comments are coming from you, America, about Alec Baldwin being charged with manslaughter today. IC6. Actually, Baldwin does not have a strong defense. He had a responsibility to verify his gun safety, hoping he gets the longest prison term available. Okay, we also have China Top Cat. Simple Simon says, Alec, get orange jumpsuit before Trump. Ain't irony sweet. Some of the weird comments.
Even that one has Billy putting her hand
right.
over her face.
If you have a gun in your hand, this is coming from MC130IP. I think that's what it is.
Yep.
If you have a gun in your hand, you are responsible for anything flying out of it, period. While someone might make a case against the armored production assistant, technically, again, Rick and I were discussing this. If you get a gun in your hand after it's been checked a million times on a movie set, you check it again. You continue to do that
Well,
until.
don't they normally teach that in regular gun training here anyway to make sure that there isn't even a bullet in the chamber?
The funny thing is, when you're using firearms on a movie set, and I've been on many of them, they have a class for anyone that's going to be handling the firearm, whether it's the background or the head, the lead actor, or the prop guys. Apparently, Alec Baldwin skipped the class on the gun safety for the movie.
Jeez.
He was the producer, the star, his ego. Again, I'm not a big fan of his in the first place. Great actor, but he's egotistical, and I think finally something like this caught up to him. A couple more comments. We have Alta Pharma. He says he should have been charged right off the bat. He was careless. He was playing with the gun on set, not pointing it at people, but just quick draw. He was practicing the draw. He says he didn't pull the trigger, but it's hard for me not to believe that, or to believe that. They were also saying that on that set of the movie that some of the guys on the set during breaks were taking those guns out there and shooting beer cans with them and Coke cans with them.
The same guns.
The same guns that were used for the scenes were used to shoot. So there were live bullets on set, which is insane to me, because that should have been, first of all, it should have been handled by the producer, who was Alec Baldwin.
Yeah, but that young lady, who was the young lady that got the gun? She looked it over and made sure that it was right and gave him the gun. Who was that young lady? Because just like with anything else, she's got to be responsible as well, because it was her job to make sure that gun was right?
Well, nepotism right there. Her father was a famous stunt coordinator for years in Hollywood, and she got a job. She was 24 years old, had never been really trained on that kind of thing. So again, somewhere the mistake happened, but they are going to charge him today. But that's America Speaks. That's what we're going to do every week. I'm going to pick a topic, no matter how controversial it might be. There was over 7,000 comments on this. I want to, I read like, half a dozen of them.
Yeah.
So next week will be another episode of America Speaks. So stay tuned. We're going to do this every week.
I love it.
We're going to do this every
I
week.
love it.
Billy may not have a voice with us tonight, but boy, she sure got fingers. Because in the chat room, yeah, right. In the chat room, she goes, "They're going to love his quote unquote sweaty balls if he gets any time."
Sweaty. SHW sweaty.
The funny thing is,
Saturday Night Live.
yeah, exactly.
Hello.
From Saturday Night Live. But the funny thing is, when I read it, I was involved with flat track roller derby here in town for a while, and the local team, one of their skaters, her name was Sweaty Balls. So when she posted that in there,
God.
that's the first thing I thought about was the gal that did roller skate. And let me tell you something, she wasn't 5'2". Okay, take her skates off, she was 6'5". Okay, so Sweaty Balls, I love you, I miss you. We haven't talked in a while, but that's who I was thinking of, because she can kick ass.
I've got one more.
Go for it.
Catman 956. Alec is a real lady killer.
Oh boy!
Wow.
Wow!
America Speaks.
Hey,
I
man,
didn't
there you
say
go.
it.
Well,
man.
That was America. That's you. That's you guys.
Will hunt, won't it?
If we didn't own, thank goodness the equipment's not ours, because that would have been a typical mic drop kind of comment right there.
Right.
We're going to end that segment on that perfectly well-timed note. All right, the studio's been gracious for us to let us go over. What do we got? What is this? Okay. Courtesy
the
of
mic
John.
drop.
Oh, well, you do it. It's your segment.
Where do you want me to drop it at?
Well, it's just on the table.
Really? Alec
What,
is a real lady killer.
There you go. There's
There
the
we
mic
are.
drop.
Did you
ladies
drop
and
the
gentlemen.
mic, big fella?
Uh-huh.
Oh man. Well,
I
hey,
could
you
use
know
this
what?
for something else.
You got to get a little bit more professional. You got to put the
Don't
pinky
turn
out,
it
big
on,
dog.
it
Good.
vibrates.
That's why I'm smiling.
Boy, it didn't take much to lose control after 45 minutes. I'll tell you that
Well,
much.
George,
right.
man, I don't
Only
know if
takes
he got it
5.
all, big fella.
It only takes 5.
Well, well, that's a problem you and Denise have to work out. But anyway, all right, real quickly, before we have playoff games coming up, my Giants are still in it. Real quickly, I'm going to give you the matchup. Give me your winner real quick. Eagles, Giants.
Giants. I truly believe that.
Eagles.
Well, you know where I'm going, so
Giants. Yes.
You
right
think?
there, baby.
You think?
All right, Billy, you may want to plug your ears for this one. Cowboys, Niners.
Purdy sure looks purdy. 49ers.
49ers for sure.
I love you, Billy, but I got to go with the 49ers. I'm sorry. That's
Yeah,
where
Cowboys.
I have.
I'm sorry. Dak. If Dak throws 30 times, he'll throw 2 or 3 interceptions.
Aren't you a Cowboys fan down there? Oh, are you a
Texans?
Niners fan?
Are you a Texans fan?
Who's your team? I don't remember. Who is it?
Denver.
No. Guy, if she's not
Type it in the chat room. Type it in the chat room. All right. So we're clean sweep on that one as well. All right. Buffalo Bengals.
Well, I'm going to say Destiny's with Buffalo.
Okay.
I'm going with the Bengals.
Okay. Gotta hate-
Bengals are hot right now. They are just playing like 90 going north, man. And let me tell you something. And they're not even afraid of the Buffalo Bills at all, because I think they beat them in the last game.
They did. And Billy, you're right. I just did V8 moment. Billy is Saints and Giants. Sorry, Billy. I forgot about that V8 moment. Kansas City and Jags.
Well, I'll tell you, my head says Kansas City, but I want the Jags to win this game. I really do, but I think the Chiefs are going to pull it out.
Okay.
I'm going with Kansas City Chiefs by a long shot. The only reason I say that is because, once again, when you get these young teams that are in those type of games and that old deal, they usually have a brain fart. And I think going to Kansas City, let me tell you something, playoff time, that's the toughest place to play.
The Chiefs have been there before. So.
And I agree with you. But to your comment, there's a guy on the sideline by the name of Doug Peterson.
Yes.
who fixed him pretty
Incredible.
quickly last week.
Yeah,
Yeah,
Doug Peterson. But boy, that
So-
other guy over there, Andy Reid.
Absolutely.
My gosh, man. I mean, how do you get around him? He does so much stuff
Well,
with
he's
his
a big
offense.
guy.
Both
yeah,
have
yeah,
won
he's
us-
a big guy.
both
You
have
got to
won-
get
We
around
gotta
him.
send him some product here. We got to get around him.
both
because he does that
coaches have won.
mustache color.
Both coaches have won a Super Bowl.
Well, that's just it. See, so what
So-
I'm hoping for in this game, Peterson, I expect him to keep it a close game. Okay,
Right.
now he's not
It's gonna
throwing
have-
the ball. You know, we realize that Lawrence will make mistakes, but I think because of coaching, it should be. I'm hoping a competitive game.
Yeah, I don't wanna
wanna
see a blowout. Me
Well, the
neither.
thing about
But
it,
I'm taking Kansas City.
the only thing about it, the reason I say Kansas City is Patrick Mahomes.
Absolutely.
Period.
I agree.
Absolutely, and he's done a great job without Tyreek Hill. All right, with that, we're gonna end it here. We've been allowed an extra 20 minutes. Billy, don't go anywhere from the connection because we're gonna test some stuff after we get off the air as well. So, Billy, we love you, and hopefully the next time we see you here, we will actually be able to hear you. But this miming fun has been real fun to try to translate. I'll tell you that much.
Well, I
So-
can do this.
Right.
I am glad to say that if you watch the show on YouTube or even on Facebook, there is closed captioning going on right now. So good for that. At least we have that going for us. All right. With that, folks, listen, thank you for watching, everybody. We appreciate you more than you can ever
It's been
imagine,
fun.
especially after this show with bad audio coming with Billy, but we made it work and had some fun. George, final thoughts as we say goodbye.
Keep your head above water, baby. That's all you can do.
Follow your dreams, man. If without goals, you can't follow the dreams. Have goals.
Absolutely. Just a reminder, join me tomorrow from 9 to 10 a.m. right here with Kiwanis Connects. Governor Val and I, we have a couple of guests lined up who escape my mind right now. Otherwise, I tell you who they are, but that's okay. I will post them on Facebook. Thank you, Billy, for laughing. Maybe I need some more product. I don't know what I need. Garlic? I don't know. Larry King always said that word.
There you go.
Anyway,
Our leak.
9 a.m. Join me right back here. But more importantly, join us back here next week for the roundtable. We're going to be talking about some more good stuff.
Yeah.
At least we know America will speak with George again. And
That's
hopefully,
right.
if we get it figured out, we'll actually hear Billy with us next week, one way or another. Thank you for watching, everybody. Enjoy your night. Be safe, be happy. And as always, be kind to everybody. Otherwise, that we're all have. See you next time right here on
The round table.
the Giant Round Table.